It's Subcons. Today we are back for the Lightshop episode 7. To recap the previous episodes, we got Gojo in this bitch because this dude has glowing eyes. The investigator realized something is wrong with this place, and the bus driver and the cougar are also confirmed to be dead. In episode 7, we immediately start off with the backstory of the owner. It looks like we're stuck in the aftermath of the LA fires. Is that too soon? Maybe. And the owner is stuck underneath the building, trying to reach for his daughter. He tries to get out, but can't, and they start lying together, eating candy. Eventually, he said he's gonna go find help, and says he'll come back after she's done with the candy. He starts walking around and enters the alleyway and sees the light shop. There's a woman in there who's the owner, and our mans is like, "Excuse me, I have a fucking kid that needs saving, and I need your help." This bitch is like, "No, it's already too late." I get that this is some sort of afterlife purgatory bullshit, and this woman might be right, and she can't do anything. But can you please show an ounce of compassion for a man that just wants to save his kid? They start going back and forth, him saying she's stuck in a building, her saying it's not your concern. Not your concern. Bro, this dude is better than me. I would crash the fuck out and break every single light bulb in the room. What do you mean my kid is not my concern? She says she can't do anything about it, and this dude is about to lose it until she pulls a Gojo and makes this dude freeze in time. He starts to piece it up together and realized he's dead and that there's more to these light bulbs. He asks his bitch, "Why am I here?" She says it's because you do not accept where you are, and you should just accept it to move on easier. Bro, from the man's point of view, he just escaped a building to go find help for his daughter, and this bitch is like, "Shiba, you're dead. Okay, just accept it." He wants to find her daughter's light bulb, and this bitch is like, no, she needs to get out and come find it for herself. She's under a fucking building. Do you expect this kid to turn into Superman and bust her way out? She refuses to give the light bulb, saying that there's nothing she can do, but he says he'll do anything to help her. This piques her interest, and she says, "Are you really willing to do anything? No matter how long it takes?" Does she want to get dick down or something? I don't know. Turns out, this bitch was lying, and she was able to help this kid because she signals which light bulb it is to the man. Her final words are, "Why don't we trade then?" And from the imagery, it looks like she traded the glowing eyes in exchange for his daughter's light bulb. We're back in the present with the investigator and the owner. The owner says this is a world where everybody can eventually move on. The investigator starts getting confused on if he's dead or not, and the owner says, "You're still technically alive, you're just in a coma." He's still skeptical about all this shit and says, "If I'm still alive, then why do I look like this?" Which is referring to his fucked up eyes. The owner says dead people tend to look retarded in the real world, whereas living people tend to look retarded in this place. The investigator says, "If I'm still alive, then what the fuck am I doing here?" The owner says this place is for people who had their lives cut short from accidents, allowing them to continue their lives, and for those who cannot accept the debts. The investigator starts getting sick of this fucking yap session the owner is giving and tells him to give him a straightforward answer. The owner cuts the shit and simply says, "You are in the afterlife and I am the guardian between the two worlds." He starts processing all this shit and is having a hard time believing all of it. And the owner says, "Do you have any kids?" He's like, "No, I had a miscarriage." But the owner starts naming all these names. And from the looks of it, he was saying the potential names he had for his kid, which he also saw in the lockers at school. The investigator now starts believing all this shit, and he says, "Why the fuck did you not tell me at the start?" The owner says knowing what this place is means you will remember it, and if you want to leave this place, you must leave here without your memories, because if you don't, you might have trouble telling which world is which. The investigator seems content with the answers and says he wants to go find that dumb cunt again, and the owner says in order to do that, you need to find your light. His light ended up being the lighter given from his missus, and once he realized this caused him to wake up out of his coma in real life. Moving on from that bromance, we see the dude that was posted up like a pedophile in the previous episodes trying to find the dog that keeps barking. Turns out he was a hiker and he got lost in the mountains. A rescue team was searching for him and a rescue dog found him first and stayed on top of him to keep his body warm. The dog that was rescuing him in real life turned out to be the same dog that was barking constantly. The dude in the afterlife realized what has happened and has a mental breakdown. The dog starts running to guide him into the light shop, and once he enters, he touches the light bulb that was glowing to him. We don't see what happened after, but I presume it's the same shit with the investigator and he was able to get out of his coma. We move on to the schoolgirl who is still currently in the ICU. The nurse says she had a subdural hemorrhage that is not externally visible. Apart from that, she is perfectly healthy because her mum protected her from the crash and took all of the fall damage. We also see Sune in the ICU, and the nurses talk about how when she came in, the cougar's dead body was holding onto her very tightly. We see them in the afterlife feeling all romantical. The cougar tells Sune to go find a light, but Sune seems like she doesn't want to do this and gets all sad and shit. The last people we see for this episode is the bus driver and the boy with the fucked up legs. The bus driver says, "We have to get out of here," and he offers to carry him to the light shop. Once they're there, the bus driver says to go get his light bulb and he'll be able to move on. Before he leaves, the bus driver says, "I am deeply sorry." No. I mean, he did fuck up by ignoring basic safety protocols and killing a group of strangers, but it's sweet that he was trying to reconcile and help everyone. The kid sees his light and touches it, and that's how this episode ends. Honestly, this was a great episode. The explanation for this entire series is pretty solid, that this place is the afterlife, the owner is the guardian, and I honestly love the shift of tone from what I thought was some fucking horror TV show at the start to something that is weirdly wholesome. Icons, that's it for this episode. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.